Hi again, we are in Blender in our last part of this tutorial series. So let's start by importing our OBJ. Where I have this. This is not here, yes, and the low OBJ, keep verticals order, uncheck image search, because we don't want to load maybe this 16K texture. Okay, and now we can of course change the orientation of the model. So let's first select it and set origin to geometry. Now click Alt plus G and now just move it above like this, and maybe change a bit the rotation. Okay, and now we can apply our rotation and scale, and we can set the origin to 3D cursor. I mean 3D cursor, I apologize. So the location will be on the 000 axis in the world space. Now we can smooth it like this and go to the material and just erase it like this and make a new one and call it tree trunk. Now save this into our Blender folder and call it tree trunk underscore rendering. Well, maybe no, let's leave it. Now I need to make a little room here. Split our window and go here to the node editor. Erase the default diffuse and add shader and choose the principal BSDF. And now we can drag and drop our textures. So the first one, emissive is not needed, so we can erase it. This is the glossiness. Height map is not needed. The normal, which will not work anyway with the micro displacement, but we can lower it. And also the specular. And where is the displacement from ZBrush? Give me a sec. Okay, everything is fine. It is here. I am just blind, so apologize. Here is the displacement, and we are set up. Just one thing, which I don't believe many people do, but do not get confused later with some changes. This is what? This is our diffuse, yes? So call this in the node, call this just the diffuse, and Control C, Control V to have this name here on the node, and also make a color for it, some maybe orange like. The same here, this is the glossiness, so call it glossiness, Control CV, and make a color, can be like this. Next one is normal, so call it normal and Control CV normal, make it magenta like the normal map. And next one is the specular, so specular, Control CV color, I don't know, make it a little bit like this. And displacement can stay with the same color, but make a good label for it, displacement. Okay. And now we need to just connect our textures to the principled BSDF. Start with the diffuse, so well, maybe we can make a big window here, and diffuse to base color, glossiness to roughness. Normal, we will not use now the normal. Specular to specular, and the glossiness need to be non-color data, specular non-color data, and displacement non-color data. Also put the color ramp after displacement, and converter matte node before the color, after color ramp, and set it to multiply and connect it to displacement. And I also believe that glossiness needs to be inverted in Blender, so go to color, invert, and put it like this, so it is inverted. And now connect the output BSDF to the input surface of the material output, and this is the basic setup. Now we need to take a look if this is working. So first add a camera. Let's make it square, so 124, 100%, something like this. Okay, save. Now add some lighting, so HDR, click on this dot, choose the environment texture. Now click open, navigate to your HDR. I think I will use the old industrial hall. And now select the Shift plus B, and in the camera view just mark like this to have the border only in the camera view. And now we can take a look. Of course this is now, well, without the displacement, so let's cut it just to see if everything else is okay. It is okay. Yes. And now let's set up our displacement. So first thing is to go to the material options, go down to the settings and change the displacement from bump to bot. But for testing purpose, change it firstly to true. And now we need to add a modifier and subdivision surface, and click this little adaptive option, so that will give us the micro displacement. Also go to render settings and in the geometry change the subdivision rate in the preview from 8 to 4, and everything is good. Everything else is good, I mean, for now, of course. And now we can plug this here. And to test the displacement, we need to cut the diffuse to see better. Make this a little bit darker white. Now save and let's take a look. As we can see, something is going on. Okay. Let's make this one. Okay. This looks a little bit different. We need to find why. But first let's render this to see it with the higher quality. Save our file and hit render. Well, this looks much better, but there is some problem here. Let's maybe take a look without this multiply node. No, this is not the case. Maybe that clamp value. Also not. Okay, give me a sec and I will investigate this. Okay, I find the cause of this. Apologize for making a little mistake, because the displacement needs to be on color, not non-color data. So that is the problem here. Okay, and now we can maybe raise it to 1.5 and render it again to take a look. And this is our displacement, micro displacement in Blender. It looks very good, so it can stay like this. We can maybe change the dicing scale to 0.8 and render it again. Now we are just increasing the quality. Well, better. And that can stay. We don't need to go higher. We can test it to let's before do this, let's save. So we can test it at 0.6. Don't go too low with this because Blender will crash. And also this settings is dependent on the render resolution, so keep that in mind. Okay, this is good. This is great. It's even better than my first attempt. Okay, this looks fine. We now can go to the node editor and connect the diffuse. Oh, I'm sorry that this is so tiny, but we don't need to see this. This is what? Specular tint? Which yes, specular tint, roughness, metallic, okay. No. Node editor. And let's make a render of this with the diffuse texture. Looking good. Maybe the now the displacement is a little bit too high, so go 1.2. And we can also play a little bit with our glossiness and specular maps. So add here color ramp nodes and play with them. It's always nice to oh, this is now working. But we can also change the white to something darker. So this is how we change the glossiness, and let's take a look at the specular. Well, specular is opposite. So yes, this is the specular. We can raise it a bit, not too much. And okay, this is just how you can make some little changes to the glossiness and specular maps. Okay, let's leave it like this and connect the diffuse map. But we will mute this and add a plane, make it a little bit bigger, go to the object panel here, go down to size settings and click shadow catcher. We can also add a sun lamp to get nice some nice lighting. Okay, let's take a look and tweak it. Okay, okay, but you get the idea. You can also decrease the intensity of HDR. This is how the sun is working. Okay, and now make it 1. Okay, and let's make a final render. 2K, activate denoising, decrease the sampling to maybe 400, clamp direct at 5, clamp indirect at 5 also. And change the filter width to 1.1. Okay, save and render. And our render is finished. This is how this looks. I hope you like the effect, and I hope you learn much in this series. Of course, this model with the 8K maps, which I will include in the project files, is for you. You can use it commercially on whatever you want to do with it. You can not only resell it as a separate model, so take that in mind. And yes, that is all. I thank you for buying this tutorial series, and I hope you learn. And also there will be more from me, so take a look at Gumroad and Facebook groups, so you will not miss them. One more time, thank you and see you next time.